Imagine these two scenarios. Scenario A, where you wake up in the morning and something negative happens. Maybe you're late for work. Maybe you get into a fight with your partner. Maybe you're checking social media and there's something that triggers you there. And then your whole day becomes this snowball of negative emotions, this snowball of emotional chaos. And then one negative thing after the other starts happening, and then you're upset, you're angry, you're overwhelmed, and this is going to compromise your performance at work. This is going to compromise the way you show up in your relationships. Imagine how this is going to affect your health, for example. Now, let's consider scenario B, where you may be waking up late in the morning. Hi, thanks for joining. And maybe you realize you have to run a few errands before you leave out to work. And yet, you are experiencing certain feelings of worry, maybe a little bit upset. But you're capable of maintaining composure. You're capable of using all of your brain superpowers to come up with the most effective decision given the situation. Maybe you think, I'm going to reshuffle the tasks on my to-do list, and maybe I'm going to ask help from someone. And then, because you're capable of reaching out the most effective solution, then you're no longer feeling that overwhelm or that worry. And so you go on with your day with ease. So if you are living both of these scenarios and you get to choose, which one would you choose? Of course, you would choose the one where you're experiencing more ease, more balance, when you are capable of maintaining composure under stress, when something is triggering you, yet you're not experiencing any intense reaction or intense emotion or some kind of like aggressive emotion. So what is the difference between these two scenarios? It is your emotional resilience. This is the thing that is going to make this much difference in the way you show up in everything, in your work, in your relationships, in your life, basically. And so, what is emotional resilience? It is really your capacity to handle challenges in a very effective way with the least casualties on your performance at work, on your relationships. And also, you're capable of bouncing back to normal in a relatively short time. Emotional resilience is really your internal energy reserve, because whatever you are doing during your day, you're driving to work, you are attending to a client, or you are discussing something with your partner, all of these tasks require that you put energy into these tasks, right? You are expending from your internal energy reserve. And so the more you have in that internal reserve, the better you can perform during these tasks. The less you have, the more you compromise your performance or the way you show up in all of these tasks. And so emotional resilience is really the difference between having a lifestyle or a life that does not fulfill you and a high quality of your life. But why do you experience all of that overwhelm? Why do you experience this hypervigilance? Why would you experience these intense emotional reactions to certain triggers? Sometimes they're very superficial or simple triggers, yet they cause you to react in a very strong way. Of course, you don't want that. Maybe you start judging yourself and criticizing yourself for that. It's very easy for us to criticize ourselves and judge ourselves. And one of the things we judge ourselves for is the way we react in certain situations. Of course, we would rather that we don't experience any type of negative emotion as a result of any negative event, but given what's happening inside of your body, you can't help it. The reaction that your nervous system is giving you as a result of a negative event, this is something that is embedded in your nervous system. This isn't something that you have control over. You cannot, at that moment of trigger, you can't say, okay, I'm going to react in a calm way. You cannot decide your way into a reaction. The reaction happens automatically. It is your nervous system that is in control at that moment. Why? Because whenever you're experiencing a negative emotion, the body moves into stress mode. And what is happening inside of your body in stress mode is the parts of your brain, the more advanced, more developed parts of your brain are inhibited. The prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that is responsible for problem solving, critical thinking, and effective decision making, even certain parts of memory are inhibited. They stop functioning momentarily. And because of that, your brain cannot give you its best performance. Your brain cannot give you the best, most effective solution to a problem when you are experiencing all of that negative emotion. And so you cannot expect yourself to react in a very calm way when you have a low emotional resilience, because it is the more primitive part of the brain that is in control, that is producing all of these reactions. The more conscious part of the brain, it's not functioning, it's not working. And so this is very important that you learn, because why I love explaining that to my clients is because I want them to have more understanding towards themselves, to have more compassion towards themselves. This is going to stop them from judging and criticizing themselves for the way they reacted in certain situations, because you really cannot help react in that way, because this is what your nervous system is programmed to when you have low emotional resilience. When you build your emotional resilience, when you feed that internal energy reserve, then your internal system's performance is going to be different. Your internal systems are going to give you their optimal performance. And the brain's function are not going to be compromised when you are under stress, because physiologically inside of your nervous system, we say that when we build our emotional resilience, we have widened our window of tolerance. So imagine that, there's this window of what we call the window of tolerance, and your nervous system is capable, within this window, is capable of supporting you in everything that you're doing during the day, without getting activated, without getting into hyperarousal or hypoarousal, without pushing you to experience anxiety, anger, overwhelm, chaos, or experiencing the disconnect or numbing or being passive. So you're not moving into fight or flight, freeze or faint mode. You're still capable of maintaining your composure. You are calm as a result of that negative experience that is occurring in your life, and you have more of a you are grounded. You remain grounded in that as a result of that triggering moment, but you have that attitude of curiosity. What can I do right now? I'm open for solutions, and you're capable of self-regulating. You can regulate your emotions. You're capable of moving your emotion from maybe upset or anger into a more calmer state where you're curious, or maybe you're concerned. You're empowered into moving into problem solving, because within that window of tolerance, your brain is capable of maintaining all of its superpowers. There's no cortical inhibition happening here. Your most advanced part of the brain is still in control. You're capable of accessing all of these superpowers. And so to build your emotional resilience is really to widen that window of tolerance where the nervous system is capable of supporting you throughout all of these events that are happening during your day without it being activated, without it moving into fight or flight or freeze or faint. And so, what plays part in building our emotional resilience? First, we have to learn techniques, science-based tools and techniques that heal the nervous system and reprogram the nervous system, build a new baseline from which the nervous system is going to give me a calmer reaction, a more poised reaction, where I'm capable of maintaining focus, clarity of mind. I'm able to come up with effective decisions. The quality of my life is, I'm still capable of having good quality of my life. My performance is not compromised. The way I show up in relationships is not compromised, because I'm capable of maintaining that balance and ease in my emotional and mental state. And these are the techniques that I teach in my coaching program. They are science-based tools and techniques that work at the level of the nervous system to expand that window of tolerance, to widen that window of tolerance, to support your nervous system's capacity, to expand the nervous system's capacity to support you. Also, self-care. Whatever you consider as self-care, whatever practice that is going to allow you to feel like you're loving yourself and you're taking care of yourself, it makes you feel good, whatever activates that positive feeling really is going to contribute to filling that internal energy reserve, to building that emotional resilience. Also, your lifestyle. How are you spending your energy? How are you investing your energy during the day? Are you going into things that cause you to experience negative emotions, or are you moving more into experiences that give you more of a positive emotion? Because the positive emotion inside the body, inside the nervous system, triggers the healing processes inside of the body. So what depletes our emotional resilience? What exhausts that our internal energy reserve? First, it is the internal dialogue. That is a product of our subconscious programming, the societal conditioning that contributed to that. Our upbringing, our childhood, whatever limiting beliefs that we have about ourselves, they're playing all the time, all day, all night. They're playing inside of our minds. And imagine, how are you going to feel when you're always hearing something telling you you're not good enough, you're not pretty, you're not feminine, you're not lovable, you're not successful, you're not going to achieve anything? So because of all of that, all of these thoughts, we're going to experience negative emotions, and that negative emotion is going to eat up our internal energy reserve. And so to build our own emotional resilience, we need to start reprogramming the subconscious mind, removing all of these limiting beliefs that are causing us to experience all of these negative emotions. And this is what I help my clients with. Removing the limiting beliefs that they have acquired as a result of the negative experiences they have been through, their upbringing, the societal programming, and replacing them with more empowering beliefs. So to move also forward into building our emotional resilience, routines are very important. When all of this pandemic chaos started, the first thing that I advise my audience is to, against all of this, in face of all of that uncertainty, to give themselves a window of certainty, where they can experience some kind of certainty within their day by creating routines, having a morning and an evening routine. This is very important. You have to create a structure, especially for us women. That structure will hold space for our feminine energy to thrive and to flourish as well. And so it is very important that you build routines that um, give you the opportunity to experience positive emotions. If you still have not developed your own morning routine, you can head over to the link in my bio, or you can go over to my website, randaali.com, randaali.com /freebies. I have free resources for you, a PDF file and an audio file that you can download for free and use them as part of your morning routine. And this is going to ground your nervous system in a state of ease and balance that is going to carry out throughout the day. Also, like a nighttime routine, maybe write down your achievements. Write down 3 things that you love about yourself, 3 things that you're grateful for. Whatever elicits any positive emotion, this is going to, again, feed into your internal energy reserve and allow you to, sustain yourself energetically, and allow you to have more of that energetic resource from which you are going to spend throughout the day, in a way that improves your performance in everything that you do, in your relationships, in your work. And this is what I help my clients with throughout my coaching program. Is we start out by removing the limiting beliefs that compromise their emotional resilience, and then we start learning science-based tools and techniques that build that emotional resilience, and then we move into activating the feminine energy and balancing it with masculine energy. So if you want to learn more about how my coaching program can help you, because it's a customized program, sorry, I invite you to check out the link in my bio, or you can click on the Book Now tab inside my profile. It will lead you to my scheduler where you can book your free strategy session. And during that session, I will explain to you what the root cause of your challenges are, where those challenges are based at, where you can start doing that healing. And also the free resources, you can, like I said, you can access them through my website, or also you can head over to the link in my bio. There's a link also for the free resources. Thank you for joining me on this live. If you have any questions about anything that I have mentioned in this live, please don't hesitate to reach out. And yeah, I'll see you in the next live.